Hey guys, what's up? I want to step in here before the podcast itself started just to let you guys know that the topic we're talking about, at the time we've talked about it, was not updated. Some big things happened to the main topic we were talking about. So we didn't have time to re-record a new episode. Plus, there's other content around the main topic that people really like. So all I'm going to say is hang on to the end of the episode where I give you the updated information. All right, enjoy the show.
All right, I'm ready. You ready? So you're gonna start recording in 3, 2, 1, record.
Welcome to Button Mash to Wail on the fucking cat cast.
Otherwise known as the fucking amazing podcast, or for short, FAPCast.
Yes, episode 8, Wail on the Cat cast.
I'm gonna type that in right now. Episode 8, Wail on the Cat cast. I'll find a video.
Okay, it's even better because you misspelt whale. People are just gonna be so confused. No, don't change it. Don't change it.
No, I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, keep it misspelled. Yeah, we were just talking before we started recording about there's a part in Persona 5 where you can literally mash on the head of your cat to make him squeal while you're on the train to school.
Yeah.
Fun fact. If you haven't picked up Persona 5 yet, please do so now because it's amazing. I'm 40 hours in.
I still have a massive backlog, and then fucking Sega, those pieces of shit, they just had to go and fucking drop Bayonetta into my lap again.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, thank you, you cocksuckers. Now I gotta play this.
Thanks a bunch.
Thanks a lot, you fuckers. So apparently, to my surprise, the Brony fandom is still going.
Oh, yeah.
Because apparently season 7 dropped, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard some good things about it. I haven't seen it myself, however.
I've just seen 2 quick clips where I guess Celestia laughs at Twilight for like a good 30 seconds, and Twilight's just so confused. And then the second one is Twilight's talking to herself, and Celestia's sort of like behind her, and she says something like, "Oh, for Celestia's sake," and then a couple seconds later, Celestia's just like, "Huh. It's weird to hear your name used to hear my name used like that." And it's like literally saying, "Oh my God" to God.
Hey, I have not seen anything from the new season. I haven't even really thought about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic since I saw the last Equestria Girls movie, 2 years ago?
Yeah, I kind of stopped watching at the beginning of season 5, so I should probably catch up. I probably got quite a bit to catch up on.
Oh, I've seen all the seasons. I saw all the seasons up through the latest, up through season 6, and then it went into that remission mode where they're working on the movies and the seasons, the next season and all of that. And I was just like, oh, I'll just wait for it to go again. I guess it wasn't 2 years ago. It was only a year ago.
Yeah, well, with me, it wasn't like I didn't do that whole thing where it's like, fuck the fandom, fuck the show, this is boring. I didn't do that whole thing, which seemed to be it seemed to be not the proper way, but the popular way to sort of not be in the fandom anymore. Where it was that weird thing where people felt they just need to burn every bridge, and it's like, why are you doing that? You don't have to do that. You can just not watch it anymore, but still people do with the
or just or if you still like the show but don't like the fandom, like how I am with Voltron. You just stop looking at the fandom and you just watch the show.
Yeah, it's the same with Steven Universe. You just and then everything gets fucked up by the show staff itself. What with not being on model and just dumping, not doing anything for 3 months and then just dumping 5 episodes at once. Okay, you do you, bro. It's
Whatever, man.
yeah. I'm just like, it's like that's how I sort of am with content now. It's just like, oh, a bunch of shit came out. I guess I'll go watch it. All right, I'm good, and then just go do something else for a while, and then
Yet at some time, at some point, rather, we need to do an episode about how not to be offended by things you see in a fandom, or how not to hate a fandom by ignoring it whenever possible.
yeah, I think that's the best way to deal with a fandom is just to ignore it. There we go. That's the entire episode.
There we go. Fucking slash episode. We're done.
Oh my god, what if we did like an extra special episode just called fandoms, and it's like 2 minutes long. Not even 2 minutes, just 1 minute long. It's just like, yeah, just don't participate in the fandom. That's the best way to be a fan.
Well, you know what I wanna bring back. And perhaps if any of our listeners agree to this, they can leave a comment on one of our YouTube videos or on our Tumblr page as an ask whether or not I should do this. But so just to reiterate here, I work for a rental car company now, and that job entails a lot of driving. And there's only so much time.
I remember this.
There's only so much time I can spend listening to the local radio station and occasionally Sirius XM satellite radio, on the off chance that the rental car that I get into to drive somewhere happens to have a subscription to it. Some of ours do. Quite a few of ours do, actually. But I remember way back when I was going to San Jose State University, my commute was anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour long, depending on the day and the time. And one of the things that I did back then was I wore a headset around my neck, put a microphone in front of my face, and just recorded myself talking while driving to school, because it was boring. It was hideously boring. But I've been kicking around the idea of actually doing something like that again, except this time getting myself a proper portable recorder, because I can't just be lugging a big ass laptop around at work. And I get in and out of cars at work all the time, but sometimes I'll be driving for anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, and maybe just doing
just
short little one-off episodes, where I talk for 5 minutes, cut, and then I'd have to edit it, obviously. Talk for 5 minutes about something, cut, and then the next time I get into a car to do something, turn the recorder back on, keep talking. And then because my actual ride to work nowadays is 10 minutes, so I don't have a long commute anymore. But there are times during the day where I have to drive a lot. And so if any of our listeners who listened to us before would be interested in me doing that, I don't know if it would turn out well, but I could certainly try doing that, since I spend so much time in cars just because of work now.
Oh, trust me, there's plenty. There's like YouTubers with like millions of subscribers who just do shows from their cars.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you could do it.
With the camera, yeah.
I just think it'd be really fun. You get yourself like a really nice like Marantz recorder, and you even like splurge on like a lavalier mic. And at one point during work, you just forget to take the lavalier off, and so customers sort of look at you weird because you had this little lavalier mic on your neckline.
Yeah, or just or just have like a one of those insert things in your shirt.
Yeah, one of those things. I was gonna say something, but I completely forgot. But oh yeah, I just want to say it's actually kind of funny because I talked about how I'm not like in the brony fandom anymore, and right now, like I'm literally right now. And this was a request from D Notive. You know D Notive. I think most of our listeners know.
Yeah, I follow him on Tumblr still. Yeah.
Yeah. I gave him a request, and his request was to draw because he just binge watched Monster Musume with his SO, and he's like head over heels in love with Syria, the centaur.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm drawing a picture of Rarity as a centaur. Because it's just like, okay, because I don't know, for some reason it's like I gave him the request, and then like after a couple days he didn't give me anything, so I just sort of badgered him into giving me one. It's like, okay, dude, what the fuck do you want? Please tell me. And we eventually worked out what he wanted, and it was just like, okay, Rarity as a centaur, I'll do that. so that's what I'm working on right now. But anyway, I think. But anyway, back to you really quick, dude. That actually be pretty good, because I remember what you did, like one or two of those.
Yeah, and they were pretty well received. I just after a time, I actually broke my laptop that I'd been using to do that, and couldn't bring a laptop to record with me anymore. And that's why, and I never, bothered to go out and buy a personal recording device or something like that. Which is what I should have done.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to go all out and like get a Marantz. There's like, or a Zoom.
No. Just a cheap, shitty one. As long as I can, as long as it has an input for an external microphone.
Yeah.
That I can, because I do have quite a few clip mics around. I have a lot of microphones around.
Yeah.
So as long as I have an insert for a microphone, like I could do that. That'd be pretty cool. Plus, I feel like if I started recording myself, just like notes to myself, I'd remember more stuff.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea.
Because I've been carrying around a pocket pad. Like a pad of paper.
Yeah. Okay, you want to know how lazy I've gotten with the whole note-taking thing? Is that oftentimes I have to, because all our trucks now come with like e-log and messaging systems in them now.
Yeah.
So and it's like super easy, and usually what people do is they'll either like, because when you get a load, you get all the you get like the pickup number and other data and stuff on it, and also they give you directions and stuff. And usually people just sort of either memorize it or they just write it down. So that way they can take it with them. What I end up just doing is I just take a picture of the e-log screen.
Yeah, no, we do that too at work. Like, we'll get every morning, we check the reservations that we have, so that we can always have constantly in the back of our minds what cars we need to make sure we're setting aside for our reservations and all of that, especially ones that have been prepaid through, like, if you book through Expedia and you paid up front. And what we do inside our branches, we write them down on a blackboard, or a whiteboard rather, in the back, so that we can always look into the back office and make sure we're keeping track of all the reservations we have. And then I just take out my PS Vita and just take a picture of the screen.
You're even worse than me.
because since I don't have a smartphone, right?
Yeah.
All of my information for like calendar stuff, keeping track of dates, making notes to myself, and all that shit's on my PS Vita.
Yeah, like I'm looking through my photo library on my phone right now, and it's like various like reaction pictures that I can quickly post on Twitter, and then like various like hentai and furry porn, and then interspersed is just screenshots of my e-log system. And there's like no actually I don't really take that many pictures. Huh. I just realized that, because I was actually thinking about earlier today restarting my Instagram accounts, and I'm just like, wait a minute, I don't really take pictures. So I don't know, I guess if I start using an Instagram account, I guess I would start taking pictures. Because I think my original account got banned or something. Because for some reason I thought it'd be really funny. Because it was back when Instagram, like, everybody was like taking pictures of their food and shit, and that's like what people did on Instagram. So what I did was I took pictures of toilets with shit in them. You know, because it's like everybody's taking pictures of the food before they eat it. So I figured I'll take pictures of the food after you eat it.
After you eat it.
And I think my account got banned.
Of course it fucking did. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember now, because it was just like I take pictures and I would just like try to remember what I ate. So it's like, yes, it'd be like Wendy's Dave Double or something like that. Or I just like made up shit. I don't remember. It was a dumb little joke, and yeah, Instagram and Facebook were probably right to just fucking ban my account. So, but speaking of people who do shitty things, I guess we should get on to our main topic. Because hey, you might want to put your proposal up in the meta shit or meta stuff.
Yeah, I'm making a meta stuff section right here, right now.
Yeah, I'm watching it being edited live.
This will all be solidified in the final product.
Yeah, unlike Bill O'Reilly, we're still doing it live.
Oh god, I want to say too soon, but at the same time, too funny.
Oh, and I want to make a correction because I listened briefly to our recent episode because you sent it to me a few hours ago. That whole thing with Alex Jones, he's in a child custody battle. So of course he's gonna fucking say that it's just a persona. Because no one in their right fucking mind will let anybody like that have a kid. Speaking of our main topic, I guess we're going to talk about the thing that everybody else has talked about, and hopefully it hasn't died down by the time we put this up. Actually, if it does die down and people forget, I'm going to feel really fucking bad.
I won't. I think it's important.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is like, I hope it doesn't die down, because it means that the situation hasn't gotten fixed or hasn't resolved in some way. So, what we're basically talking about is, and I'm hoping most of our listeners, I'm hoping at least 2 of you out of the 3 of you listening, know about the YouTube channel daddyofive. And give a bit quick one rundown what they are. They're a prank channel. So
Daddy of 5 is, as it sounds, I believe he is actually a father of 5.
Yes.
Or is it? No, he is the father of a 5-person family.
Yes, yes, he is a yes. Well, those 5 kids are his, but they're divided. But 3 of them are 3 of the kids are from his current wife, and 2 of the kids are from
his ex. His ex.
Yes, yes.
We'll just say ex because I don't know if they were married previously or what.
Yeah, we don't know that situation.
But yeah, it's a prank channel.
Yeah, it's a
prank channel. It's one of those channels where they do hilarious shit on camera with their family.
Yeah, and
supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly. And it's like, oh, it's a prank channel, so yeah, it's probably cancer. But, then you see it's like, oh, it's a family prank channel, so you think, oh, okay, it's probably not going to be as terrible as the other ones where it's just some fucking white douchebag going into like a lower income part of a city and going out to black people and just calling them the N-word. And then being surprised when they get their shit pushed in.
Yeah, being surprised when they fucking get fucked.
Yeah. Or they like pay a bunch of people. They pay, or better yet, they just pay a bunch of people to pretend to get offended and outraged and beat the shit out of them. You know, because it comes to find out a lot of prank channels are kind of fake, which is kind of sad because a lot of these guys, you do just want to see their shit get pushed in. But you see this and you're like, oh, it's a family prank channel, so you think it's just gonna be, oh, funny stuff, like oh, so they took a shaving cream can and they froze it and they cut it open and put it in Dad's desk and now there's shaving cream everywhere. You think it's gonna be fun, fun, silly shit like that. No, it's not. It's
now this was brought to our attention by a video by, I'm sorry, I've forgotten the channel's name already.
Mr. Medicure.
Mr. Medicure, and we've actually linked the video that we're going to be speaking from, basically, in our show notes, which of course you can find in the description box for our YouTube channel and the post for our episode on our Tumblr blog.
Well, the full history of that is like Mr. Medicure has just put up a really good summary video, just like incorporating everything that's all the information. Because again, it's like if you try to piece everything together, you're gonna go through like 40 different videos. The original attention was brought up via Pyrocynical, and then from him it went to Philip DeFranco, and that's when it really blew up because Philip DeFranco's is a huge YouTube channel. So that's because it's like Pyrocynical sort of got eyes on it, and then Philip DeFranco just blew it the fuck up. And then I believe
Keemstar did an interview with the person who runs the Daddy of Five prank channel as well, and there were clips from that referenced and shown in Mr. Medicure's video. Yeah. And it should be noted, however, that these videos, as of right now, is the time of recording. These videos, the not the Keemstar one, because that one's just an interview, but the other ones and the one that we've linked here, and I guess we should link the other ones as well in the show notes, just so we can have all, except for Keemstar's. I don't really feel like putting his in the show notes.
Keemstar can go fuck himself. I'll go ahead and go get the videos if you want to keep talking.
But these videos that we're gonna link here are actually the only way now to see any of Daddy of Five's videos, because since this whole thing has started, which we'll get into, he is actually privatized.
They're not deleted. They're not deleted. They've been private because you better hope that this shit blows over so you can go back and remonetize all of them again.
Yeah,
because that's the level of shit we're talking about right now of shitbag. So, but if you want to keep going, sorry.
What I was gonna say basically was, what, and we're not gonna verbatim just sort of go over everything in the video. I think we're just gonna be talking about it from a broader standpoint. I don't think there's any need really to go into specific events and specific videos, because honestly, you can watch the videos that we've linked, and I highly recommend that you do.
Yeah.
But the basic gist of this, and MDefMec brought it to my attention earlier today before we recorded, the basic gist of this is that it's a family prank video where the wife and the husband, quote, prank, end quote, their kids, most notably, quote, pranking, on end quote, their son Cody, who is one of Daddy of Five, the father's children from his ex.
There's three kids from his current wife and 2 kids from his ex, and it's specifically the kids from his ex, Emma and Cody, who get most of the, quote, pranks levied upon them. For some reason, it's those 2 that get the majority of the pranks, aka abuse. Because there's no point in really putting air quotes. It's fucking abuse.
Yeah, and what is shown honestly to most people would be considered abuse.
Yeah.
I mean, Mr. Medicare begins his sort of summary video of the whole thing with one of Daddy of Five's videos where they make a mess in a room and then proceed to loudly, very aggressively blame it on their son, who of course was not responsible for it, and proceed to get him to pretend as though he's in trouble. Um,
Yeah,
but
which okay, that's a prank you could pull on your kid, where you're just, but the way like most people do it would be like, you know, they wouldn't be hurling abuse at the kid and screaming and yelling at him. It just, if like you pull the prank, I remember a friend of mine, he did the whole he did the whole remember this is like 10 years ago when LCD screens were starting to replace CRT monitors, and so everybody was getting them. And what he did was he replaced the wallpaper on the main family computer with one of a shattered LCD screen, and he basically just pulled a prank asking, and he asked like his kids, it's like, did you guys do this? And he wasn't like screaming or yelling at them, but he kind of had them freaking out because it was just like they just got this brand new computer and already it was shattered and broken. It's like, oh, who done it? And then it was just like, oh, it was a prank. It was just a wallpaper. Don't worry, everything's fine. But he wasn't like, there wasn't any like yelling and screaming and shit. It was just more just a funny little thing to do. This shit.
yeah, what was shown was extremely, aggressive behavior towards his child, to the point of terrifying the child, and then yelling, verbal abuse, profanities, the sorts of things you wouldn't necessarily think are a very good idea to yell at a child.
And what really makes this come off as abuse is, he'll continue to film after it's been revealed as a prank, and Cody specifically is just, he's angry, he's crying, he's confused, and it's like he's in a position where it's like, you should probably go fucking comfort your kid and let him know everything's all right. But they continue, they instead of doing that, they're just like, oh, grow up. Can't you take a joke? Everybody else is laughing. Why can't you take a joke? Come on, grow up. Stop being a baby. It's just, what the fuck? It's like, what the hell is your malfunction? Fucking dick.
Yeah, and there's also daily vlog videos of the father filming his son Cody, who is sort of what's the word? Trying to hide himself away in a bathtub.
Yeah,
he telling his father to go away and stop filming him because it's not funny, and his dad doesn't love him and all this stuff, and all this. And what what got me the most was that as it started to come out and all this controversy started, his dad's story changed from these are kind of fake videos to these are totally fake videos. And like I was looking at these clips, and I was looking at other videos too, of other channels showing clips of that I had that weren't in Mr. Medicare's video, that weren't there, that ones I hadn't seen, because by the time that I got to this whole thing, all the videos had already been made private. So I couldn't see any of the videos, but I was clicking around to other people's videos trying to sort of see more clips of this channel, and saw much the same. But a lot of this guy talked about how these videos, yeah, these were fake. These videos were faked, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, if these are faked, then like Cody needs a Golden Globe award
Yeah, it's because
for the best performance of acting as a traumatized child.
yeah, yeah, because it's and the other thing that really got to me is showing because initially, like, before, like, this shit just completely blew up in their fucking face, they were like, oh, this is all real. We're totally legit. This is a real prank channel. Not like those other fakers. And then in the Keemstar video, he says, well, it's kind of exaggerated. And then when, the Franco blew it up, they were like, oh, no, it's all totally fake. It's all totally fake. But the two other things that really got to me about how much of a scumbag piece of shit both him and his wife are, how they're both fucking monsters, is when they were just getting shit on from all angles, and you had everybody like on Twitter and Tumblr and Facebook calling for like we gotta get the child protection services investigating and stuff. He turned around and blamed all of this shit that they're getting on Philip DeFranco. Like, if it wasn't for Philip DeFranco, they wouldn't be getting all this hate and stuff. And it sounded like it just came off as just he basically just fucking lied, claiming that somebody tried to run his wife and his kids off the road. It's like, no,
I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true. But he basically it's like, oh, it's not all this trauma abuse you're laying on your kids. It's this guy pointing out that you're traumatizing your kids and abusing your kids. It's all his faults. It's just like, oh, okay, you're a fucking scumbag. You're a real piece of shit. And then the other thing was that whole thing where they basically went to like Disneyland or Disney World or something, and Cody wasn't gonna go. He was gonna go stay with like his grandparents or something. And we don't know, and they basically lied about that, but because apparently Cody's embarrassed to admit that he has like social anxiety, and wow, okay, so Cody has anxiety issues. Wow, you could have fucking surprised me. But to hide that, they initially said that he is not going because he smeared shit all over their bathroom. And it's like, okay, so we know you're lying right now, but you're making your kid look, you're embarrassing your kid even more by saying this shit. It's like, okay, are you even thinking now? Are you even thinking properly right now? Because not only are you a piece of shit, but you can't even line up your fucking lies and bullshit rights. And when you do try to lie, you're making it fucking worse. Because when he said that, then people started looking into it, and they're like, well, yeah, if abused children, they will do shit like, because I think that's why he in this, because because this is something that Mr. Midicure didn't point out, but something I kind of noticed, and also other people noticed, was they initially said that Cody like smeared shit all over the bathroom, and then then people like looked at that and they're like, oh yeah, an abused kid, because they feel so powerless, they'll do stuff like that because it feels like to them that's the only control they have is in doing stuff like that.
Yeah, but the thing was, like, they later retract all that. It's like, he didn't actually smear shit all over the bathroom. Then they came up with this lame story about how he had actually overflowed the toilet and it was really embarrassing, so they told a lie about it. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and then they changed it again to like, oh, he has anxiety issues, and it was.
I wonder why.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, he has anxiety issues now? Yeah, I wonder why. It couldn't possibly be because you fucking traumatize him every goddamn day. You know, I I just want to see both of these people behind bars. I as much as I don't want to say that these kids need to go into foster care or I they need to go like to their grandmother or to the ex, or they need to get taken out of that household, and those two need to be fucking locked up and charged with just gross negligence and abuse, especially towards Cody and Emma, because Emma gets some shit too in those videos, but Cody's like the focus of most of the abuse.
Yeah, and in all the videos that were shown on or not all, but most of the videos that were shown on Philip DeFranco's expose about this, as well as Mr. Medicare's, most of them centered around them focusing on Cody as the focus locus rather for their quote pranks end quote.
Yeah.
Henceforth now referred to as fucking child abuse.
Yeah, and
I've got another video here for you. I don't. I'm gonna link it in here. I'm not gonna say you should watch it. I'm not gonna say it's a good idea, but this is a video titled "daddyofive Evidence Reel 1."
Oh yeah, I think I watched.
And
I think I watched part of it, but it's
and this is just a compilation video for you all if you want to see that. And I'm only linking it for because it's evidence reel.
Yeah,
it's the only reason I'm linking it. I don't suggest you watch it. I'm not going to tell you to watch it. It's not daddyofive's channel. It's not Philip DeFranco or Mr. Medicare. It's some YouTuber who just put together a bunch of clips of the channel. But if you would like to see the sorts of things that were commonplace on daddyofive's channel, since you can't see that stuff on his channel anymore because the videos are gone or privatized. We'll just leave that there for you. It's in the show notes, of course.
Yeah, it's like and just one last thing, because it's kind of touched on. Mr. Medicare touched on as well. Several other YouTubers tried to give them the benefit of the doubt, notably Boogie2988, and you and I know, and I'm pretty sure our listeners know, Boogie is one of the most fairest people on YouTube. He's so willing to listen to both sides to all sides of a story and give people the benefit of the doubt. And he just said, I can't do anything here, because they're so evasive. They're constantly lying. It's just like he can't help. He wanted to give him a fair shake, and he's like, I can't do it. I can't give him a fair shake, and he just fucking walked away.
Yeah, it's saying something, I think, when more than one other YouTuber steps back from the business of a other YouTuber and says, "No, I wash my hands of this. I want no part."
Yeah, because that's.
I think it's fair to say that that's when things need to be re-examined. And I'm not saying that especially because it's Boogie, and I mean, I agree with you, that Boogie is a very fair person, and that, him stepping away from that is a fair litmus test. But I think an even fairer litmus test is excluding who it even is. Like, if multiple other YouTubers are like, no, bro, none of that, then maybe you as a YouTuber need to think about what you're doing.
Yeah, you need to sit back and really reconsider what the fuck you're doing, and not only what the fuck you're doing, but what the fuck you're doing to your family. Because this isn't like a group of friends, and one friend gets picked, it gets the raw end of the deal more often than not. This is your fucking family. These are fucking kids. These are kids, who really don't have authority over themselves yet. They're not adults. They can't just walk away from the situation. They have to. They basically have to fucking put up with this. There's really nothing they can do. So, yeah, it's just, it is just really just fucking pisses me off, and it's pissed off a fuckload of people. But this what blows me away is that there's 750,000 people who look at all this shit and be like, yeah, I like this shit. Yeah, I'll subscribe and I'll keep watching this shit. And it's just like, what the hell is wrong with you?
The thing that gets me to is now they actually posted an apology video. It's the only video currently available to watch on their channel right now, and it's them apologizing. And I would go so far to say that it's a bunch of fucking crocodile tears.
Yeah.
Is what it looks like, honestly, to me. But, again, I'm going to link this one as well. I'm going to link their video in our show notes as well, so you can go see it, and, any of our listeners can judge whether or not they, also feel like this video is the fakest video on their channel, as I do. But if you look through the comments section of that one, predominantly it's people saying, stop your crocodile tears and go to jail. But they're interspersed within those comments are genuine responses of dismay that their channel is not continuing.
Yeah, and it's just, and it's like you just don't even know what to fucking say there, because it's just like, how can you find this at all acceptable? But, well, all the evidence has been laid out, and we'll be finding out in the coming days. I don't know, maybe by the time this episode goes up, some resolution will have been seen to. I just hope that there's a ending to this, and that it's not forgotten, because this is a particular piece of this is a particular event where it's like actual people are getting hurt, and abused.
Yeah, and then claiming that because other people are pointing out that they're being shitty to their kids, now people are trying to run them off the road and kill them, because that happens. That's real.
Yeah.
That actually happens.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, totally. Somebody's gonna run a van full of kids off the road.
Yeah, because the parents are the shitty ones. Yeah,
yes. that totally makes fucking sense.
That's a logical conclusion to come to. And he, like, I don't know, the thing that worries me most about this kind of shit is that, like, I hesitate to, I shudder to think, rather, whether or not, like, this channel is influential in breeding other channels like it. And I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh yeah, if you see something violent on TV, then you become violent, in real life, and that's how serial killers are made, through video games. But, and I'm not going to be that guy, because I completely disagree with that philosophy, because all it is a philosophy. There is no hard scientific evidence to back that claim up. But, there is also the whole thing where if them having any success at all, and clearly they had success, because they kept making videos, because people kept watching them, and they kept getting ad revenue. And I hesitate to think, or I shudder to think rather, whether or not their success legitimizes the creation of other channels like them.
I'm not gonna say it does. All it shows is that I fuck I'm it's not gonna create abuse. The people who are abusive towards others and towards like their own children and stuff, uh, these guys did not create them. Those people who are okay with abusing others were already fucked.
I'm not saying that they, they're creating other abusers. My concern is that the existence of this channel legitimizes the creation of subsequent channels. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I think
Because people who abuse their kids are gonna exist, and there's nothing we can do to stop that.
yeah,
They're gonna exist.
yeah. There's
But my problem is not the fact that these channels exist, but the fact that people can make money from these channels. That's my issue.
well,
Is that
Well, I think the backlash is gonna kind of scare those people off because we do kind of joke around at saying that no, any attention is good attention. For these two fucking monsters, it's not. It's not because their lives are their YouTube career is over. And there's a good possibility that they're gonna lose their kids, and there's a good possibility that they'll get sent to jail. So yeah, you might initially get like some copycat channels, but I think the backlash is gonna scare those kind of people away because
yeah.
it's just because it's just like they talk about how scary it is and how like their lives are ruined, and I look at those two, I'm like, fucking good. I'm glad that your life is shit right now, because that's what you fucking did to those kids, especially Cody. So yeah, I'm fucking glad that your life is miserable right now, that your life is shit. But yeah, if this was allowed to continue and nobody said anything, then yeah, I would say yeah, it would totally make like copycat channels and stuff. But I think just the overwhelming backlash is enough to scare any other monsters like this away from even considering this. So that's like, yeah, that's my counter to your theory is that, yeah, if this was just allowed to continue, then yeah, you would get the copycats. But with this backlash, I don't think we're gonna see copycats. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, people who abuse children, they exist. They're everywhere, and we know it. Everyone fucking knows it.
It's a sad fact of life.
It's the cynical monetization of this kind of content that I have a legitimate problem with.
Yeah, and speaking of monetization, that third video, I'm gonna try to find a mirror of it because I don't want to give this guy any kind of ad revenue, because this apology link goes straight to their channel, and I'm just like, I don't want to give these guys money. So yeah, but yeah, this enough of this shit, dude. This is fucking depressing. I hope that justice comes through. Especially for Cody. So yeah, let's.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Fuck those guys. Don't give them any money. Repost the video a different platform.
Yeah, if I don't, I'm gonna look for a mirror. If I don't find a mirror, then I'm just gonna download the video and re-upload it. And in the description, I'll be like, if you don't want to give those fucks any ad money, link to this video, and I won't monetize it. You know, fuck it. I'm just gonna do that right now. Fuck it. Fuck those guys. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and just go on to our cool shits.
Yeah, I think I mean, it's a pretty heavy topic to talk about, but it'll make it a pretty short episode today because that was really all we had to cover today. But I don't know. I think the last thing I want to say about this is don't fucking abuse your kids, you piece of shit. If you're listening, you know who you are. Okay. All right, with that, we move on to our cool shit segment.
Yeah. Well, let me add on to that. It's like, if you don't like kids, don't fucking have kids.
Yeah,
Simple.
Pure and simple.
Yeah.
Pure and simple.
Pure and simple. Wear a condom, you fuck. Use birth control. Get an abortion.
With that, we move on to our cool shit segment, which of course is our segment where we link anything that we find during the rest of the week that we think is cool, that we want to talk about, that we want to link to you guys. Anything we talk about in this segment and other segments is linked in our show notes, which you can find a link to in the description box for our YouTube videos and in the blog posts on FAPCast.tumblr.com for our podcast. So as always, I start us out. One of these days, I'm going to remember to switch our names so that you start first some of the weeks. And the first thing I got here is actually a link back, a throwback to my last episode's piece of cool shit that I had, which was the YouTube channel for virtual YouTuber Kizuna Ai. And this is a fan video made in the MMD, that's the Miku Miku Dance Engine. You guys remember that? God, that's old. Oh God,
old. With the guns?
Yeah, that is such an old engine, and I hadn't thought about MMD in so long. Like, the last time I went on a tear looking at MMD videos was like way back in my first year of college almost, because it's such an old program at this point. But it's neat because that program has come such a long way over the years, and I thought I would link this video because, one, it's a really, really well produced MMD video. I'm actually honestly stunned by the quality of the video.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And of course it features my current favorite YouTuber, virtual YouTuber Kizuna Ai. And I just want to link this because it's a great throwback, to MMD, to show you guys, like, the MMD community on YouTube is still going, and they're still making videos. There are Persona 5 videos out already. So, like, this community has not died. I honestly thought it was dead, and I'm kind of glad to see that it's not, because MMD videos are fucking hilarious. They're the finest form, one of the finest forms. I won't say the finest form, but one of the finest forms of shit posting in the anime community. And I love them to death.
Yeah, that's yeah, this is a very, very good video. Sorry, I'm just busy uploading this mirror right now. Yeah, hang on, let me finish this up. Okay, daddyofive, I'm just putting in the tags right now. daddyofive, apology, fake. There we go, that's enough tags. And fuck it, I'll make it public, I don't care. There we go, publish. We'll see if this wait, why is it private? Yeah, change it to public. Don't tell me I can't Oh, you fuckers. Oh, they're telling me I can't fucking publish this video. What the fuck?
Probably because it's still rendering or something. Are you mirroring it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, well, I'll figure that out later. Anyway, on to my cool shit. Actually, it throws back to the video we talked about earlier, the channel Mr. Medicure. What he usually does, and the summary video is totally in line with what he does. He likes to document drama and just all the weird fucked up shit that he finds on the internets. The summary video we just posted earlier comes from his series, the Hugbox Chronicles, which he focuses in on particular drama creators. And in this video we posted, it was, again, daddyofive. He's actually done videos on various Tumblr users, and if anybody remembers Down with Molestia, he kind of covered that under the Hugbox Chronicles. But he also does another series I really like called Deviants, which he jumps in and talks about various deviant art communities. He's up to 7 episodes so far. Which the first one was Pump Me Up, which he talks about the inflation fandom. Episode 2 was Get in My Belly, which he talks about Vor. Episode 3 was One Hairy Baby.
Probably baby furs.
Yeah, probably baby furs. Episode 4, Pampers Pandemonium. Episode 5 is Skyscraper Size Shits.
What?
I think. Oh, this is talking about the giantess fetish.
Okay.
Yeah. Episode 6, One Man Band, which is the farting fetish. And then episode 7 was More Than Meets the Eye, or the transformation fetish, which that one is fucking terrifying. Because it's not artwork. It's not like drawn art. It's fucking photoshopped of real people.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Another series he does is called The X-Files, and /X/, like the X board on 4chan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And where he gets into fucking flat earthers, tulpas. Oh, God. Tulpas. Skinwalkers. And just shit like that. Succubus. Yeah, this guy used to go under the name Internet Aristocrat. I'm pretty sure some people know that name. This is his new channel, his new name, his sort of new identity, but he's still doing the same stuff. So,
yeah, I remember the Internet Aristocrat.
Yeah, he's he either fucking despise him, or you're like, you're a piece of shit, but goddamn, you're funny. So,
all right, and that brings me to my last piece of cool shit here, which is a link to Amazon.com. One of those rare instances where I link something that you have to buy.
Oh, geez, you better not have an affiliate link on that.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't even know how to do that affiliate shit.
I am not an affiliate. I'm not partnered with anyone. I am advertising this piece of merchandise because it is currently my favorite thing that I own. And it is the Persona 5 official soundtrack. You have to import it from Japan. It's around $70 before you get to all the taxes and shipping and fees and all of that stuff. But I cannot stress enough how worth it the soundtrack to Persona 5 is. It is a phenomenal soundtrack. Like I said, I own it now. All 3 discs are in my car because I listen to it to and from work every morning and night when I'm going to work. And I can't recommend the soundtrack enough. It is phenomenal. It is the best work to date that Shoji Meguro has ever done. It has such a ridiculous blend of styles. The instrumental tracks, the instrumental versions of the vocal tracks on the soundtrack are, in their own way, just as good as the vocal versions, because a lot of them, the melodies are actually played by the man Shoji Meguro himself on guitar. And I can't recommend the soundtrack enough. It's phenomenal. It's the first video game soundtrack I have purchased, actually purchased and gotten purchased online from Amazon, since the very first Call of Duty game.
The last soundtrack I purchased was Doom The Doom soundtrack.
Oh, that was a good one.
Oh my God, BFG.
I don't mean that I've been pirating soundtrack. I mean it's the when I say soundtrack, I mean the first like physical disc that I have purchased.
Okay, yeah.
Because I often a lot of indie game composers nowadays they have like Bandcamp accounts, and I usually buy their music on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Or I buy digitally, but I haven't purchased a physical like disc version of a video game soundtrack, honestly, since the very first Call of Duty game, which I still own the soundtrack to that game because it's phenomenal. So that, I mean, if that's a marker of how good I think it is, then there you go.
There you go.
In the cool shit segment, I have also linked a place where you can listen to for free one of the songs off the soundtrack. My personal favorite is the instrumental version of the track "Life Will Change." The vocal version is just as good, but I thought I'd link the instrumental version for the people who listen to our podcast who might be averse to English, because the entire soundtrack is sung in English by a Japanese singer. So some of the lyrics may be a little wonky. For me, that's part of the charm of the series. I think that's charming, but other people might not. So I linked an instrumental track so you can get a sort of taste for the kind of music that Shoji Meguro, if you don't know who he is already, composes. And that's my last piece of cool shit.
I just want to mention really quick, the Nier Automata soundtrack is now on Amazon MP3 and iTunes. Here stateside. I will say, I don't know why, because they have the same track number and everything, but it costs $20. This is for the MP3s. It costs $20 on Amazon MP3, but $16 on iTunes, and I don't know why. But yeah, you can legitimately purchase the Nier Automata soundtrack.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that game had a great soundtrack too.
Oh yeah, I love it. I loved it. All right, my final cool thing is remember a few episodes ago, where I talked about Tastemade, that Japanese.
Yeah, it was that Japanese channel that did cooking, and like I couldn't understand a word what was going on, but it was so interesting.
Yeah, because they did like really quick videos and stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, I found in English, it's not the same company, but I found an English version that does similar things. It does the same format, but like different recipes, and it's all in English.
Oh, I'm subbing to this.
Oh yeah, yeah. I will say the one thing is I've noticed in some videos is especially for cooking temperatures, they do it in Celsius. So you may have to do a quick conversion of that, but that's no big deal. Everything else is in English.
Yeah, if you live in America, you gotta do that C to F transition, the communist to freedom degrees.
Yes. It's a very, very minor hurdle, I'd say. Yeah, we all can just whip out a calculator or just say, "Hey Google, convert 180 Celsius to Fahrenheit," and it'll just do it. So yeah, that's all this is. It's basically an English version of Tastemade. So, yeah, that's all I have for my cool shit.
All right, and that brings us to the end of our episode, and we forgot to introduce ourselves at the beginning.
Who cares?
We did everything. We said the name of the podcast. We said hello and welcome. We did the meta stuff.
We did a title right away.
Yeah, we named a title too and everything, and we forgot our names.
Yeah,
I just realized that.
That's just our shtick now.
That's just our thing now.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I am in bullshit, and you can find me on all kinds of social media. I have a Tumblr, a YouTube, and a Twitter, all with that same username, MBULSHT. I'm not going to bother saying all the URLs and shit. You just search that name, and no one else fucking has that name. It's a jumble of mishmash letters. So that's me, my co-host.
And I have a variety of social medias. You can find me at Tumblr at wildakdraws.tumblr.com. Expect Rarity Centaur here in the next probably day or so. And then you have my Twitter, which is at mdefmech, where I just be shit. And then my YouTube channel, where right now it's all pretty much just FAPCast. Because I'm kind of pulling away and focusing on other projects right now. So that's just what I'm doing. And let's see. Oh, why do we even have this section in here?
What section?
Our fantastic
Our
guest.
fantastic guest. It's a holdover from our previous podcast when we used to, have guests
Oh right,
on our podcast.
So it's like an appendix.
Yeah, it's it's like an appendix.
Eventually,
exactly.
it's gonna become infected and swollen, and it'll pop, and the podcast will die.
Rupture and we'll die until we cut it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm still thinking maybe at some point we might have some guests back on.
Oh yeah.
If we can wrangle some, just because our schedule's so restrictive, unfortunately. It's not really feasible for us to have guests right now, but I figure.
I remember when we had guests from like England, from like the UK.
I do remember that.
Yeah, holy shit.
That was a very fun series of episodes that we did with those guys.
Yeah. Well,
we did have a guest once from Australia as well.
Yeah, and then
we had a guest from Mexico as well.
Yeah, and then we had Ahmed's from Qatar, where just as we were starting up, we could see the sun rising behind them through the curtains. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, those were some good times.
Yeah,
and hopefully at some point
we'll get back to that.
We can get back to that. But until then, I think it's fair to consider every single one of our episodes just an extended 3-hour shitpost.
Pretty much. So, excellent.
But isn't that all we're good for now, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're not outing cons or talking about what horse porn we've been jacking off to, so we gotta do something, I mean, we could talk about what we've jacked off to.
I don't really feel like bringing that segment back.
Yeah, me neither. Because it would just be like, I think it would be kind of boring because it would just be like, okay, yeah, it was probably tits again. So there's tits. There
were genitals in the picture. I don't rightly recall though. I was half asleep.
Yeah, I was kind of. I mean, you kind of get to that point when you're jacking off where you just sort of set the phone aside, so you're not even looking at anything. You're just like, yeah. Anyway, goodbye.
Bye.
All right, so you just heard our episode where our main topic was talking about daddyofive, the unfunny, abusive prank channel. And, well, it just came down today. I'm recording this post-roll on the 1st of May, and it came out that daddyofive and his horrible monster of a wife lost custody of all of their children. The main two that we were worried about, Emma and Cody, went back to their biological mother, and for right now, we have to assume they're in safe hands right now with their biological mother. The other three, however, seem to be in foster care with a judge trying to figure out where they should go, whether they're going to go back to daddyofive and his monster of a wife, or if they're going to go into the foster care system, which I honestly hope they do not. I hope they're able to find a relative who's stable and not abusive at all, for them to live with and grow up and all that. So, yeah, it's it just came down like a few hours ago. All this information just dropped. It's on Crave Online. It's all over Twitter. The story's not over yet because, again, we don't have an end to it yet, but some resolution has come down, and some very good news being that those children have been taken away from those horrible, god-awful people. So, anyway, I hope you guys have a good day, and keep being awesome. All right? Later.